had a 9-goal thriller at the Parc des Princes. European UEFA Champions League defenders, Paris Saint-Germain, won by 5-4. And I hear people chatting, talking plenty, that the game was full of chaos. Hi! Not a CM like that, though. Not a CM like that. You see, some people, they watch the ball. They know they put money for back. They just be watchers of the game. So if goals come and then them ball. Charlie, we will put money for back, oh. Game where 9 goals appear, you tell me say defenders no be good. When the defenders no be good, John Tar and Dayo Opemecano playing in the heart of defense for the Bavarian Giants. You talk about Marquinhos and William Pacho also forming that solid defensive partnership at the back for Le Parisien. And you are telling me that the game was full of chaos or the defenders were very poor in that game. Charlie, so no, let me ask you, what were you expecting? Were you expecting a goalless draw game? Oh, the match, no, we play at the 5th minute, then 1 goal go come, then 1-0. And the 1.5 that, oh, let's just say, I'm call over 1.5, no, hey, Charlie, say. This is a game where goals not dorsum. Ayeska, boys cast out, your first car, I don't know, minimum someone but cha-cha-da. If you play Konami before, you did a game center inside, ya cha-cha-cha, Abakasha, there's in Jaiska, that be how we the Jaisika, goals come for match inside, 9-goal thriller, 5-4 in favor of defending champions, Paris Saint-Germain, and you are telling me that the game was full of chaos? Ha, Charlie, mon pe people from Can. Kudos to Luis Enrique, coming from a goal down to beat Bayern Munich by 5-4. We have to also give credit to the backroom staff of Bayern Munich. We all know that Vincent Kompany, he wasn't in the dugout. We all know that he had a suspension, so he was seated in the stands in one box somewhere, observing from afar. But yes, I have to give a big thumbs up to the technical, team of Bayern Munich. Because if you haven't got your head coach in the dugout, sometimes it's difficult. That was one of the reasons why, even after pulling first blood through Charlie, English International, the Hurricane. Charlie, what a fantastic assist to Luis Diaz. Charlie, fantastic, goal by our standards. That was my goal of the game. There were so many, beautiful goals in the game, but the pass or the assist from Hurricane, the control from Charlie Luis Diaz, first touch, second touch, twist and turn. Damien Marquinhos, the Brazilian international. That was, a fantastic goal there. And as I've said, Le Parisien coming from a goal down to win or to turn the game on its head as the game finished 5-4. It showed that, yes, Bayern Munich were suffering just because there was no Vincent Kompany in the dugout. That was one of the reasons why, Bayern Munich found it difficult sometimes to cope with the intensity of the game. But as one player, I need to, give kudos. Charlie Kvaratskhelia, the Georgian international, is a beast. Charlie, he had a brace in the game. Ousmane Dembele also had a brace in the game. It was a fantastic team performance from Paris Saint-Germain, Le Parisien, the defending champions of the competition. Second leg comes up at the Allianz Arena, German Bundesliga. Victors, Bayern Munich, this time play at their own backyard. Vincent Kompany he has called for, for him, he says, if you have a ticket and you will not be able to enter the game, give it to somebody, because Bayern Munich will need the Stadium 360. They will need their home support. They will need a 12th man. Do you understand? It will be one fantastic game at the Allianz Arena next week. But I need to deal with the people, I don't want to mention the number of people who have criticized the game plan the two coaches, came out with in the game yesterday. As I've said, for some of them, they didn't put any money out. Anymore, so they have their own reservations. But for us, where we put some no feel for if you can see any day, challenge you benum insio. Wabanu nsu chale. Benum insio. Internal over 8.5 now. First half, 5 goals in the first department of the game, 4 goals in the second half. It tells you that, Charlie, this is a thrilling encounter. It was thrilling from the minutes go, from start to finish. Everyone played a part to one of the most, thrilling games the UEFA Champions League have ever witnessed. So kudos to the two teams, the Bavarian Giants, Bayern Munich, playing at the Parc des Princes, even in front of the home supporters, Les Parisiens. Charlie, the ultras came in their numbers. Paris Saint-Germain, kudos to Luis Enrique and his side also for turning the game on its head. At a point in time, Les Parisiens were 5-2 up for Bayern Munich to, score 2. And as the game finished 5-4, it tells you that the second leg would be full of, interesting things that will come up at the Allianz Arena. Today, it's Arsenal coming up against the Roji Blancos, Atlético Madrid. For people who don't want to see so many goals, this is your game. We know Diego Simeone, Chale, head coach of Atlético Madrid. He would come pragmatically, he would come and defend. Arsenal Football Club also throw in FC, Peace FC. They will also come, with some pragmatic approach in this game. Don't expect too many goals. Yes, for me, I'm not expecting, an avalanche of goals at the Metropolitano Stadium. Arsenal traveling all the way to the Spanish capital to face the Roji Blancos Atlético Madrid. It will be one very, very tense game in the Spanish capital. Both teams will start very, very cautious because yesterday people criticized Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain for opening up too much and conceding so many goals. Today, as I've said, both coaches, Mikel Arteta and Diego Simeone, would approach the game in a very pragmatic manner. I don't expect too many goals in this very game. But what are some of the winning moments in the game, or some of the key players to look forward to? For Atletico Madrid, expect Julian Alvarez to hit the ground running. In their last game against Athletic Club de Bilbao, he didn't play, I'm sure. He was nursing some injury there. So Diego Simeone didn't want to risk him in that game. But he will be up and running. This game, expect him to torment the Arsenal defense. Arsenal wouldn't find it, easy with the kind of telepathic understanding between Antoine Griezmann, Alexander Sørloth, and Julian Alvarez. I'm not expecting Diego Simeone to, have all these players in his starting 11. Alexander Sørloth, I expect to come in the second half. So it will be Antoine Griezmann, playing behind Julian Alvarez or Alexander Sørloth if either players, one is not fit to start from the goal. But then again, Arsenal Football Club, Bukayo Saka is fit for this game. So I expect Victor Gyökeres to take the place of Kai Havertz, who pulled out a muscle in their previous game against the Magpies, Newcastle United, yes, at the Emirates Sports Stadium. So, Arsenal Football Club today, Gabriel Martinelli, 6 goals in the UEFA Champions League. He has, so many goals in cup competitions this year for the Gunners. I'm expecting him to start instead of Belgian international Leandro Trossard. The Belgian international has not been in, his best elements of late. He's not been in his best form. So Gabriel Martinelli, for me, starts in this game with the likes of Bukayo Saka and Victor Gyökeres in front. In the heart of midfield, I expect Martin Zubimendi, Martin Odegaard, and Declan Rice, the English international, to form that midfield trio in the heart or the center of the pitch. For Atletico Madrid, Koke, we know that a veteran midfielder would start this game. The likes of, Antoine Griezmann, as I've said, Julian Alvarez, and the others would be raring to go in this game. So expect, Raptors in this game. Expect endless, or end-to-end stuff at both ends of the pitch. Diego Simeone, Elcho, he would come in the game so very cautiously, at least to keep a clean sheet so that in the next or the second leg against Arsenal, the Emirates, he would be able to, qualify into the next stage of the competition. But I have a big warning for Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta, you know yourself that in the English Premier League, you don't have your destiny in your own hands. Manchester City have their destiny in their hands. If they win their rest of the games in the English top flights, they will be adjudged the winners of the English Premier League this very season. So Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League, they need to play above themselves if they would want to win their first ever or their maiden UEFA Champions League this season. So wishing the two teams the best of luck. We are expecting the two teams to go against each other. They shouldn't defend plenty in the game. Yes, we are not expecting full attack as both teams, Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich, did yesterday. But at least we are expecting some beautiful football. We want to see some telepathic, understanding. We want to see some beautiful football from the two teams. And we know that by the end of 90 minutes, the best team will carry the day. But you ask me who I'll put my money on, at least win or draw for the Gunners. Yes, win or draw for Arsenal Football Club. I don't expect the North London Reds to lose this game, even as they are chasing their maiden UEFA Champions League triumph. So, the likes of Martin Odegaard, Victor Gyökeres, at the heart of defense, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, and the likes. I expect them to be very, very solid at the back. If Arsenal can keep a clean sheet at the Metropolitano Stadium, their chances of advancing into the grand finale of the UEFA Champions League will be very high. And yes, Mikel Arteta would be able to win Arsenal their first UEFA Champions League title, even as Wenger, sent Arsenal into that final against Football Club de Barcelona. We know that the Catalan Giants came from a goal down to beat Thierry Daniel Henry's side, that game finishing 2-1 in favor of the Catalan Giants. But Arsenal this season, so many people expecting them to at least finish the season with one of, the trophies, be it the English Premier League or the UEFA Champions League. Let's go, the Gunners. Let's go, North London Reds. In Arsenal we go. In Arsenal we go. Oh, Arsenal, we love you. Oh, yes, Arsenal, we love you. If you're an Arsenal fan, like I am, let's go, let's go. Win or draw for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, you can't afford to lose this game. The way we go beat you for the Emirates there, Ankasa, you go see difference. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's your boy, Freddie Dynamo. I remain your humble servant. Access Swati. Let's go. Same time, I would bring you much more details in subsequent bulletins.